Is there? I'm live on YouTube. Hi everyone. Oh, so I'm just doing some dinner. It's quite late now, isn't it, love? Yeah. But we've just got back from Asda. We just nipped in. We're both still full of cold, you know. I've just had some of this mentholated bronchial balsam. And it just, do you know, because I'm off sugar at the moment, this just tastes so sweet. And I know on Slimming World you can still have all of this stuff and medicine and stuff, even if it's the glycerol stuff. But it is really sweet and it's a bit blah. But so we picked that up and I picked up another nasal inhaler because I can never.
I'll have some on my pudding then.
Find where mine is. You can have some on your pudding. Hi Claire, hi Gail. Ruffus is just counting up some money in one of the collection tins that we've got for group. Evening. Alright, love. And I'm just doing some potatoes. So we're going to do some Slimming World chips. And we just bought, because we were planning today, well, this week we keep saying we're going to do the cauliflower pizza. But because we're still fighting off this bug, it was easier just to go and buy a cooked chicken today. So I'm just chopping potatoes into chips. I'm not even bothering to peel them because they are baking potatoes, so the skin's fine. They have been washed though, so that's all fine. And I've done these a bit fine actually. Look at that. Look at that. That's not a chip. It's like a blooming McDonald's French fry. See that? It's not what I was aiming for, but because I'm trying to talk and, to be honest, I'm trying not to sniffle all the way through this. What's for tea? Budget Slimmers, I'll tell you what's for tea. We've got a cooked chicken from Asda, and I'm going to do some Slimming World chips, along with some trimmed beans, which will go, hi Moggy, they will go in the steamer with some Brussels sprouts in the steamer. Hi Julie, and some, you what? Yeah, I've got two helpers at my feet, the puppies are there. And I've got some spiralised beetroot. Now I don't know where this is supposed to come from. We got it from, we go to a place called the Storehouse. If you do a Google search, where's the tray? Oh yeah, because we had it for chicken yesterday, didn't we? Do you know, we live and die on chicken. I'm sure we must keep the poultry industry going just single-handed. Oh, which fry? I've got the wrong fry light now. See, you can tell I'm not well. I'm all underprepared. Whoops. I know everything's falling on the floor. Oh, that's good, isn't it? Oopsie. Oopsie. Oh. See, oh. Sorry, I just realised. I was bending down then. You probably got a right shot of my bum. Go away, girls. There we go. That's stock cubes. You don't need to worry about the stock cubes. And I'm not putting garlic. Oh, I might put garlic on the chips, actually. Yeah, so I'm going to do a few sprays of the sunflower fry light on the pan. Just get that going. Put the potatoes on that I've chopped up, just as if they're oven potatoes, because that's pretty much exactly what they are. So yeah. So, how is everybody? I hope everybody is doing better than we are, to be honest. I know there's a lot of colds and that around. It's because the kids are all back to school now. Oh, for God's sake. I'm dropping everything. That bit of potato will go in the recycle. But because the kids are all back at school, everybody's got colds and flu and everybody's struggling. Now, we've obviously not got kids, apart from the dogs. But the dogs don't go back to school, so we've not picked up the cold from them. I don't know where we've got it from. Yeah, they do kind of need to go to school. Well, we're back at school next week, aren't we, love? He's ignoring me now.
This week?
Yeah, that's what I mean, this week. This week coming. I'm there Monday. Oh, God, I hope I get rid of this by Monday. So I'm doing, what am I doing? Jewellery course on Monday. That'll be nice. And then I'm also learning sign language. For a couple of reasons. One, it's something I've always wanted to learn, and secondly, somebody that wants to come to one of our trans support groups signs, and we can't get an interpreter for her, So because of that, it's either a case of she brings her dad, which is fine, but then when you start talking about intimate sort of conversations, having your dad translating and signing for you is not really the best option. But there's also a couple of deaf people that come to our Slimming World group as well, and it would be nice to be able to sort of to converse with them. So yes, so all I've done with me, let me just show you. All I've done with my Slimming World chips is I've just cut up the potato, just layered it on a pan. I've given it a few squirts of the fry light, and I'm going to give it a few squirts of the garlic infusion one as well, just to get it all nice and yummy. And then I will, a little bit later, put some of this on it, which is the Schwartz chip spice, the chip seasoning. Hi G's Louise. Now, the chip seasoning, I lived in Hull for a while, and everybody in Hull will know chip spice, but nobody else around the country seems to ever use it or buy it. And it's just a thing. In Hull, you get a portion of chips with chip spice. Even if you don't request it, that's how it comes. So I'm going to pop these in the oven. How long do you reckon they'll take, Rufus?
What's that, wedges?
Yeah.
Are you pot boiling them first?
No.
About half an hour or so. Depends how thick you put it.
Oh, that'll help. Ah,
Turn the oven on. Ah.
I'm turning the oven on. Yeah, I'm asking Rufus how long they'll take. So I was just turning on the wrong thing on the oven. You can tell I'm really not with it. So yeah, all I've done is put a bit of garlic on them and some of the sunflower oil fry light. Do you know, this stuff is amazing. Absolutely love fry light. We use it every single day, literally, for everything.
Keeps the wrinkles away, don't it?
Keeps the wrinkles away. What do you mean?
It's good for us.
It's good for us, yeah. It's good. It's better than having oil. But there you go. So they're going in the oven. So it's 3 potatoes. Do excuse me. Oh, Moggy Sidia says, "Yeah, for chip spice. 3 guesses where I am. I bet you're in Hull." You and Katie Jane SW. She's from Hull as well. Yeah, in fact, we're going back over soon, aren't we? We're going to go and see the fishes again at the Deep. Love the Deep.
Yeah.
Absolutely love the Deep. We got one of those. You what?
Our things run out soon, don't they?
No, it lasts a year.
But I'm saying before you know it, another year.
Yeah,
will be
before
up.
we know it.
Before runs
So
out.
basically, if no one's ever been to the Deep, we'll just put them in the oven. If you haven't been to the Deep, you should go. It's amazing. It's a giant
I want to get in with the sharks.
aquarium. Yeah, Rufus wants to get in with the sharks, which you can actually do. It costs a bloody fortune.
By the time I do get in with the sharks, they'll be not worth eating off me. So
I know, it'll just be skin and bone by the time you get in with the sharks. So we're being really lazy today and using the trimmed fine beans because I can't be bothered. We've got some that need prepping and I can't be bothered doing it, so I'm just going to pop these in the steamer. We use our steamer. Oh, they're not trimmed. Oh yes they are. I thought they were trimmed and sliced, but they're not, they're just trimmed. So we use our steamer every day, don't we, love?
Yeah.
Virtually. And it's funny because...
We've got a slow cooker, we don't use that very often.
No, well we will start to now it's getting to winter. It's funny because Jane Day on Slimming World, Jane Day was talking about hares and tortoises in her vlog today. If you haven't followed her channel, go and check it out, it's really good. And I apologise for keep sniffing, I know it's disgusting, but we're fighting. It's either that or stick this inhaler thing up my nose halfway through this video, and I don't really want to do that. But yeah, she was talking about being a hare or a tortoise, and how some people on Slimming World race for their £3 a week, £5 a week, £6 a week targets, and they aim for the moon. Whereas some of us are more tortoises. We aim to just keep chipping away at it, and that's Rufus's catchphrase, isn't it, love? It's like even if you've had a small loss or a maintain or even a little gain, you just keep chipping away at it. It's better than putting a load on.
Yeah. We all do it. It happens.
But Jane Day was talking about some of the YouTubers who cook massively different meals every day. And I've got to say, in the beginning, we did a lot more of that, didn't we?
Yeah. So when you start to find the things that you prefer more.
Yeah. Rufus says you start to find the things you prefer more, and it's true. And to be honest, when we have things like, I'll show you up here, we have things like the Mayflower gravy. Now we use 50 grams of this, no we don't, we use 25 grams of this, and it works out roughly 2.5 sins each. It works out about 5 sins for 2.5 grams. I think for 25 grams when you make it up with the water. I think that's right. It's a bit of a weird one, but check it on the app, check it on the app, check it on the app. But we have this with roast dinner, roast chicken, 2-3 times a week. And that's when I say that we keep the chicken industry, the poultry industry in business. I'm not even joking. We must have a chicken dinner easily twice a week at least. And one week it was, I think, all we had for about 4 days, wasn't it? Because if you go to Aldi, you can get their chickens, which are their medium-sized chickens. Are they £3.9?
If you buy it with the foil tray,
yeah,
then they're £3.9.
Yeah, £3.9 with a foil tray, or £2.60 I think it is. Yeah,
So you just
medium one, or £2.60 for one that you've got to put in. Yeah.
The whole thing.
I don't know if you can hear him, but he's saying that the £3.9p ones are the ones that come in a tin and you put them in the oven in a bag from Aldi. And when you do that, or you can go to Asda and Tesco's and all these other supermarkets and pay £6 for one that's already been done. Debbie Blinko is in New Zealand. Hi Debbie! I haven't been to New Zealand. I haven't been out of the country since I was like 14, so the only thing I know about New Zealand is it's a bit hit and miss for trans stuff. We've got a friend of ours lives in, oh no, she's actually in Australia, which I know is a different country, but it's all the same. I'm kidding, it's not the same, I know it's not the same. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh, eating the same thing every day. Well, we love things like curry. Rufus loves curries, don't you?
I do.
And if I cooked him a curry every day, you'd be happy, Bunny, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd never come near the kitchen again if I said I'm doing you a curry.
No.
And the curry club book and that, and we are going to do a load more recipes because we enjoy doing it and enjoy experimenting. But I've got to say, what we're having today is pretty much our go-to meal. So I've got some, what have I got in there? Trimmed runner beans. I've got some sprouts in that one, beans in that one. We've got a little bit of carrot and cauliflower left over from yesterday's steamed veggies, so we're going to have that as well. And then I'm going to lightly pan fry some courgettes because they're nicer when you pan fry them. And we'll have that with a roast chicken. And I've also got some spinach. So I'll put that into the steamer when we've got about 5 minutes left to go. And the same with the spiralised beetroot, that will just go on the side. This stuff is amazing, by the way. I don't know where you get it from. We got it from somewhere called the Storehouse, which is, I was trying to, that's what I was saying earlier. You see, my brain's all over the place because I'm not well. Storehouse in Bradford, and they've got other pay-as-you-feel type projects all around the country. If you find out where your nearest one is, type in on Facebook or Google, pay-as-you-feel or the Real Junk Food Project. Because they often have food that is otherwise going to end up in landfill for various reasons. Some of it's gone to the supermarket and they've over-ordered, and the stuff with like the yellow stickers on, if they haven't got rid of it by the end of the day, it goes to the Junk Food Project. We went in there once and there were, it was set out like a blooming M&S, and they had giant jacket potatoes. You know M&S potatoes like that, where they're like, about £1 each or something. They had all those in there, absolutely as fresh can be. So we got loads of those that week. And yeah, it's just find out where yours is and pop along if they've got an open day or an open afternoon or whatever, because you can get a lot of bargains. But we got, Julie says she loves Asda's ready-cooked chickens. They're good, Julie, but the only thing is, when you're paying for a large one, you can get the same sort of size chicken in Aldi that you bung in the oven for half the price. You're just paying for convenience though, aren't you? It's the same with all the veggies. Right, talking of veggies, I'm going to get them on in a second. Before I do that though, I'm going to start chopping up the courgettes. But yeah, do have a look for Junk Food Project and Pay As You Feel food projects, because to be honest, especially on Slimming World where you go through an awful lot of veggies, you can save yourself quite a bit of money. And pick up things like, do you know, I'm dropping everything. Hang on. There's another courgette for the recycle, though that's only a baby one, so it doesn't really matter. What was I saying? Yeah, so you can pick up bargains, and also you're stopping food going to landfill, which to me is just disgusting. Sometimes, I think the videos are on our other channel actually, but I'll try and find the video and put a link on somewhere. But we've been along before, and there's just been, oh, I'm going to use the little knife. There's been so much food that you just think there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And it's not past its beyond date or anything else, but different supermarkets have different policies. So the posh supermarkets, and we know which ones I'm sort of referring to, the M&S's of the world and Waitrose and things like that, they've got a different policy so that when their food is near its sell-by date, they get rid. And their sell-by date for fresh food tends to be 3 or 4 days earlier than Asda would do. Because their policy is that everything looks super, super fresh and super, super ready. And they don't want stuff that looks a bit old. So that normally would go to landfill, which I think is just absolutely disgusting. When there's people starving, and not only that, but they pay for the privilege of filling up a landfill, which all of us end up paying for anyway, because it all comes out of our taxes, our council tax. And it adds methane to the environment and all of these nasty things that happen, and they'd rather send it to landfill in a lot of the supermarkets than admit that there's an issue with food waste, and admit that, you know, and actually give it to people who could use it. I mean, we will be cooking this week. We'll be doing a soup for the members of our trans support group, and we'll be providing soup for what, about 20 people. Are you watching me live? That's really weird. Ruffus is sat in the lounge watching me on his phone on YouTube. Is that why? I was wondering why the Wi-Fi suddenly slowed right down. Because you're watching me watching this, doing what? Yeah. Bizarre. But yeah, Jeez Louise says that she agrees with food waste issues. But do have a look, because I know that there's some in Leeds. I know there's some in Sheffield. And I know they are creeping down south as part of the junk food project, the real junk food projects, I should say. So yeah, have a look at it. Anyway, I'm waffling when I should be cooking, because this is not getting dinner done, is it? What am I doing? I'm cooking. See, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm all over the place today. We've had a bit of a poorly day. Oh, but we have just uploaded a video from Asda, talking about sins for processed chicken and processed meats. So go and check that out if you want. It's quite interesting. A lot of people don't realise that some of the processed food... Luna, move out the way please. Get out the kitchen. I'm just going to get the kettle. Some people don't realise that processed meat is sinned. And I really should clarify that statement. Not all processed meat is sinned, but some is. And basically... Oops! Oh! A fry light was hitting the flame then. That's good. Not all processed meat is sinned, some is. And the only way you can tell is to check the app. And we would say to do that with pretty much anything. Now I know we all get a bit lazy, we all get a bit complacent, and we all think we know. I know that we do. So, I mean, Ruffus is an absolute bugger for this, because he'll say, he did swimming well before. How much did you lose before, love? 7.5 stone. And then you came off swimming well and piled it all back on. Yeah, life gets in the way, which it does. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear him, you probably can't hear him. What he's saying is that he went to a swimming world group, lost 7.5 stone, and then, yeah, in a year and a half, but then he didn't go back to group. He relocated and didn't go to a local group, and then he was left sort of trying to do it by himself and not managing to, which is something that we'll all see. If you go to groups, Debbie, I'm not actually sure. Do they have a Slimming World group in New Zealand, Debbie? I'm not sure how that works. I know that they do in the States in some places. It's sort of rolling out across the world. But yeah, so for Ruffus, he lost the weight and then put it all back on again because he just wasn't going to a group. And I've never really lost the weight before. This is the first time. And I'm down 2.5 stone, which is really good. And I've now, it's funny because we were talking in the car, I've now changed. So Debbie says, no Slimming World in New Zealand at the moment. I'm doing Weight Watchers, but looking at Slimming World, joining Slimming World online. Yeah, it's good online. Absolutely. Slimming World is, if you just look on our, I think you can see on our channel what we subscribe to, because we subscribe, there'll be a lot of comic book stuff because I'm a right old comic book geek. But have a look. I'm going to find a video that I did, and it wasn't on this channel, it was on another channel, about talking about the first day that I looked at Slimming World. And it's the first day that I basically that I joined. And Ruffus had joined 2 weeks beforehand, and I was determined that I wasn't going to Slimming World. But if any of you have got partners that are dieting or on healthy eating plans, you can kind of almost, put it this way, Slimming World became the only topic of discussion. So without doing Slimming World, I was kind of doing Slimming World. Could we do a video about using the Slimming World app? Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Louise. Well done, Debbie. Debbie started at 28 stone 3 and is now down to 26 stone 6. She's in New Zealand. So that's really good. That's good. Do you feel a benefit from that yet? What? Yeah, Ruffus was 24 stone, just under when he started. I can't remember what I was.
I did twice Weight Watchers once and I never got off it.
No.
I read that before.
You know they can't hear you, don't you?
That was the same before it changed.
Ruffus did Weight Watchers before and never got on with it, but that's before Weight Watchers changed. I don't know, I've never done Weight Watchers. The only diet I ever did that worked and I lost a whole ton of weight was I did the Atkins diet when that came out. Lost a ton of weight, went back to eating carbs, put all the weight back on and more. I also, Moggy Sidious says, well done, Debbie. There we are. So Hull is thanking New Zealand, saying well done to New Zealand. I love this. I love this. People all over the world chatting to each other and that. This is what Slimming World's about, making friends online. I would recommend Slimming World. I absolutely would. I wouldn't have done a year ago. I would have said eat in moderation and cut your portion sizes and, you know, and I was quite scathing about the idea of paying £5 a week to go to a group to be told you're fat. I really just, but we stay every week to image therapy. I know, Debbie, you're not going to be able to do that, but the online app, it's really useful for sins. You get, if you sign up online properly rather than just, I think you can use the app a little bit as a, hang on, what's this? Slowly starting to feel the benefits. We've been up and down the same £5 the last 3 months. I need to kick my butt. So definitely thinking about Slimming World even more after finding your channel this week. Oh, thanks, Debbie. Debbie says she's got £5 that she keeps yo-yoing up and then taking off and putting on and taking off on Weight Watchers. Well, I will say, if you join online, you get the full app. I believe you can use the app as a guest, but you don't get the full setup. I'm not entirely certain because I'm not a consultant, obviously.
People online can give a lot of tips.
Yeah, but there's lots of people. Ruffus is just saying that people online can give you lots of tips. There are massive amounts of YouTubers out there and Slimming Worlders. But if you do sign up online, I think there's all sorts. Basically, if you look through the app, now we don't use the app fully. We use the sin counter all the time. That is literally what our video earlier was talking about, was checking it on the app, checking the sins. I'm just opening a can of this, which is the Asda orange and mango blue charge. So they did blue charge, which was their diet energy drink, and now they've got an orange and mango one.
But so it's a bit cheap.
Are you joining me online? You should
No,
come and talk. Come and talk to them. Say hello. Okay, here's one in here. Budget Slimmers says, oh Debbie, they say, well done Debbie. You'll find plenty of Slimming World support on here. Yeah, the sin counter, Debbie, how that works is you type in the brand and what the product is, and it will come up with a sin value. Debbie says she loves the soul. Oh,
Yeah.
we love you too.
But,
Are you not coming in
well,
to
I
shop?
said
Hang on,
if
let me
they,
go.
what I was saying is if they don't have,
Well, you can step this way a little bit, and then
Yeah.
people can see you.
I was saying if you don't have a Slimming World where you are, you can sometimes. I don't know whether they're meant to sell them, but if you go on eBay, they do sometimes sell the packs on there.
Oh yeah, I was looking at
So
those
you
today
can
actually.
you can go on there and kind of buy.
They're quite
all the
pricey.
But so you can with about £7 or so, aren't they? £7-8. You can buy like
£12,
your
some
full
of them.
set of books on there. So like I say, and for recipes and stuff, loads of people online on YouTube will give you loads of recipe ideas and.
And there's, to be fair, there are lots and lots of Budget Slimmers say hi Rufus. Moggy says hi Rufus.
Oh yeah.
Hi. There's lots of. Could you just pass me the kettle and I'll put some water in the steamer.
Is it?
There's
is
lots
it
of.
hot or
Yeah, it's on.
hot?
Be careful. Juice Louise says hi. Also selling. What's that? I didn't get that message. Somebody said something about selling certificates. But yeah, you can get everything online. To be fair. But the one thing you won't get is the support that you get from image therapy. But you will
But I'm
on
saying
the online membership. You
I'm
will
saying
still get some.
as well.
won't
But I'm
you?
saying if you go on online somewhere and buy the books, that's pretty much your Bible. So that's what
Yeah.
you'll just kind of stick with all the time. And where, like I say, if we need to know anything, or need to go back to basics for any reason, if you've had a bit of a bad week and then go back to basics, it's all in your Bible.
Yeah,
so that's
I've been looking at that a lot this week, haven't I?
Yeah.
Because one of the things. Oh, step in. Come and talk to everybody.
Why?
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 Because so they can see you.
Yeah.
People want to see you. Do you want to see Rufus while we're talking or not? If you want to see him, message a comment so we can see, because he doesn't think people want to watch him.
There's not a lot of room in here.
No. Well, there's a bit of room in here. There's more room now than there was before we joined Slimming World.
Oh yeah.
I know. You can get your arms around me now, love. And you've only got little arms, haven't you? There we are. Budget Slimmers and Julie McKendrick both saying yes. They want to see you and hear what you're saying. So basically, we would recommend if you've got a Slimming World group nearby.
Yeah.
Moggy Sidious and Hull says, yeah, Rufus, yay. If you've got a Slimming World group nearby, then join. Go to groups, data image therapy, do all of that. But if you haven't, like Debbie in New Zealand, then you can buy the books and the pack, the Slimming World new members pack. You can buy them online. If you don't have a Slimming World group near you, then maybe that's your only option. I don't know, but the books are really good. They are really useful, aren't they?
But I said even before I joined, I kind of like the second time I thought about just getting the books and trying to do it that way, but then like I say,
Girls, out the way. Go on.
When we go to group, we're there for like not even an hour or so, an hour and a half.
About an hour and a half.
But apart from that, I said now we spend a lot more time on YouTube and kind of doing stuff and getting support from other people on there more so than what we do at group.
Yeah.
So.
Well, no, I would say more than a group we get. A group. We get a lot from group.
But I'm saying you're only there for maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah,
so,
but we spend more time.
You spend
online.
more time
Yeah, we do.
online and YouTube and places. You know, chatting to other people on there and getting good ideas. So I'd say, yes, we get support from group, and yes, it keeps me on track and stops me.
Somebody said we're frozen. Frozen.
Yeah, I look at things a lot more now, you know, than I did before. But then, like I say, going to group, I go to group and it stops me having binges and stuff, which I used to do a lot.
Yeah.
I used to binge at night time, get up in the night, go eat, go raid the fridge. But yeah, I don't do that as much now, and if I do, I try and kind of eat the things that are pretty much like I say. I like sweet things. I like pudding stuff. So sometimes the odd day I will have maybe 2 pots of quark when normally I'd only have 1 or half a pot.
Half a pot, yeah.
So, but yeah, I just try and go for the things. If I do feel like I'm going to have a binge, just go for the stuff that's very low sin, rather than just going and eating all the wrong things, which is what I used to do.
Yeah. But again, it's easily done, isn't it?
Very easy done.
And the thing is, what we do now is we don't beat ourselves up.
No.
If you have a binge, you have a binge. You just kind of
go with it.
Accept it, move on from it. Oh, hang on, what's that say? Just don't pinch Rufus's hot chockey. That's very true. You should see, we've got 9 pots of Options White Hot Chocolate at the moment because it's £1 in.
Hey, you got me another one today.
I got you another one today. Thinking of having an SP week this week and easing into Slimming World that way. An SP week is a really hard week though, Debbie. Just beware of that.
I couldn't.
Sunday morning at 9:20 AM here in New Zealand. Oh yes, you're a time traveller.
Yeah. I said when we first started and realised there was SP weeks and you can have an SP extra easy or a SP week, and I'm like, what's that? What's that about? And I didn't think after trying it once and trying to do a pizza recipe with as part of my 2 healthy bees. So I made up 2 lots of the portions of dough and made pizzas that night. I got all that wrong. Got the weight because I added water to it, and that was the wrong. I did it in the dry mix, and then added the water to it. So I kind of messed that one up, and I didn't think it was possible to have anything more than 1 day on SP per week. And now sometimes we do it for a whole week now.
Yeah, we do.
Occasionally we do the whole week, or.
Yeah, Debbie says good advice. Maybe just a normal week with as much speed as possible.
That's it. Yeah.
The thing about an SP day. So if I show you a plate.
But I even say you can mix your days now as well, and just like say having an SP. But
I'll tell you what. Bear with me 1 second. Talk to them a second, Rufus. I'm just going to clear this board off.
What are you doing?
I'm just going to clear the board off. I'm going to show you the.
Well, we've got one of those easy whiteboards that you can kind of put your plans for the week on and stuff like that.
Yeah, and this was an old one that we had.
Yeah.
So
we have it hanging up in the kitchen.
Right. So on Slimming World, for Debbie and anybody else who's brand new, okay, if that's your plate, the idea... Oh no, hang on, that's wrong. Right, the idea on an extra easy is that you kind of do the CND sign. Okay, so you have half of your plate with protein, half of your plate with speed, and half of your third of your plate with protein, a third of your plate with speed, and a third of your plate with free food. That may well be the wrong way round, but you'll see what I mean.
I think that's about right.
See, that now to me looks the wrong way round. So hopefully it's right round.
Yeah.
So you just remember, if you're doing like we're doing tonight, we will do chicken in this portion, free food. So we might do rice or pasta in that portion, and the speed would be the vegetables. Although to be fair, or that'll be potatoes today because we're having potatoes with it. Although to be fair, we normally have a lot more veg than that. But when you're doing an SP day, you literally take out that bottom one. So you have half your plate with speed food and half your plate with protein. Now, if you're doing, we do a lot of bolognese sauces and things like that. Oh, excuse me. I've had some of that drink. We do a lot of bolognese sauces and that, don't we? And so we'll do like turkey mince, which we'll fry off with a bit of fry light and some onions and some passata. And then we'll put that over some vegetables. So as you can see, we've got the steamer on. So we'll steam some carrots and broccoli and cauliflower and peas and beans and all of that stuff, and we'll steam it all. And then literally the plate will look a little bit like that. It probably, to be honest, because we don't have, if we were to weigh the meat, it would probably be slightly more like that. Almost two-thirds speed and a third protein if we were to weigh it. But that's what you're supposed to have on every meal. Now over the course of the day, we do sort of balance that out, don't we? Because you'll see that we snack a lot on beetroot salad, which you can have free on Slimming World. We snack a lot on some of the meats and things. I say, have you got a pot of beetroot salad?
Like you get the Asda one, Asda beetroot pot. And
yeah, so
some days we'll eat the whole pot.
Beetroot in a red wine vinaigrette with carrot and white onion, but that is free, so we could have that as a snack. This morning I had half a pot of that and 3 Rivitas because I fancied something crunchy. But the Rivitas are meant to buy. There are other Rivitas today. Bugger. No, they're not the dark rye. So again, these are the original Rivitas. These are 1.5 sins, but not healthy extra B choice. Whereas the dark rye Rivitas are a healthy extra B choice for 4.
Because you had the ones with seeds and stuff.
Yeah,
did you?
they're the ones that are normally they're the ones that are free, healthy extra B. And it's just a case of knowing those things. Debbie just said she bought some cauliflower rice this week after watching us. Well, tomorrow, all being well, as long as Ruffus takes some of the cough medicine and this stuff, then we've got some cauliflower rice, and you're going to do the pizza, aren't you? You're going to do the SP pizza tomorrow, made with cauliflower rice. Yeah. All being well, as long as we're able
3
to.
packs, so it's enough for our dinner anyway. Between us.
As long as he's able to sort of
I'll be all right
stand up in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Just pop that back in there.
I'll be fine tomorrow.
Yeah. But yeah, so basically that is the plan. Extra easy day. You have 30 a plate. No, the other one. Okay, that one. 30 a plate speed, 30 a plate free food, 30 a plate protein. On an SP day, half your plate speed and half your plate protein. Now the reason that's more difficult to stick to, Moggy says she's looking forward to seeing the pizza recipe. Yeah. So am I. I made it once and it turned out rubbish.
No, it actually came out really well, but
it tasted alright, it just didn't look very good.
No.
They're starting to cook off.
Yeah, they are.
Got another 20 minutes.
The problem we had last time was that we used greaseproof on the bottom, but in that drawer there's a silicone sheet.
Oopsie.
That silicone sheet there.
Oopsie, I can't get the drawer open. There you go. What silicone
that silicone sheet there you've got in your hand.
What's
it's
that?
Like you can use them. Basically, these sheets you can buy them in pound shop or anywhere like that, and they are just like a greaseproof sheet. Do your chips on it or on your baking tray, and nothing seems to stick to it. Last time we used normal greaseproof to put our pizzas on, and it just stuck. Like,
it did, didn't it?
I don't know what.
It was awful.
It was, but this is what we're gonna bake them on this time.
But also, last time we blitzed the cauliflower ourselves with the Tefal machine.
Yeah, we did. But it came out quite a little bit bigger than we were hoping.
Bigger and also more watery.
It's a bit more coarser than it does when you buy it in the packs from the shop.
Yeah, it was more watery as well. So that is why it's stuck to the greaseproof. Right, so potato. The chips are doing.
Lovely.
You've just got a clementine. Yeah, you've got some more clementines. So the chips are doing. Ruffus has got some of these today, which are the Heinz beans. Do you want the barbecue ones for dinner?
Yeah.
Yeah. Heinz beans barbecue. They are free on plan. The curry ones are £1.50 per tin. Chili ones are free.
To be honest though,
that's really orangey.
Yeah. To be honest though, I wouldn't buy the Heinz beans at 95p a tin.
No, but they're 50p at the moment.
They're 50p at the minute on your back. So.
But what you can always do is you could always just get a normal tin of beans and put some of the well, no, you can get some of this stuff, the Crucial barbecue sauce,
Not free.
and put some of that in for a spoon
That makes
for
it
a
free.
thingy. Yeah, but it'd be a spoon for a sin or something. Talking about things that we've just made up. Again, at the storehouse I was talking about earlier, we got some of the coleslaw mix, carrot and cabbage, and I've just put some of the lighter than light mayonnaise with that and made up some coleslaw. So that would be, it's 6 spoons in that entire lot, so half of that...
Well, you've not been using all your sins, that's
no, half of that would be 3 sins, so that's good, I'm liking that. Yeah, but I'm not using my sins for dieting.
Remember though, once upon a time we were like, I don't want Slimming World to take over our lives.
I know, now look at us. Now look at us. We're even cooking live on Slimming World on the channel and everything.
You're having a cooking show next.
I know, right?
You know, but I'm saying after all this time, you see all these many takeaway shops and the rest of it, and Indian, shops, Chinese shops. Why don't any of them cook Slimming World food? Do that? They'd have so many more customers.
Well, I did say we should do that. I said maybe, you know, if
Over
we...
the Slimming World food restaurant, or we couldn't call it that, it'd be a super healthy shop. But
Yeah, but we wouldn't be allowed to call it Slimming World.
Restaurant.
You'd get sued if it was Slimming World, if you called it Slimming World.
I know, right?
Just like Asda did with their Slim Zone meals. Ooh, controversial. So yeah, Rufus has got the barbecue beans, and I've got the reduced salt and sugar beans. Hang on 1 second. All these yummy things are making my mouth water. It's moggy. I add curry powder and a little cheese to my beans. It's nice on jacket spuds.
Yeah.
Well, Rufus likes cheese on his beans, don't you, love? Especially when we go to Fatso's.
No.
Other jacket potato brands are
That was the
available.
first time I've been there, and I had three days worth of cheese on it.
Yeah, but you did say to them, "Can I have a jacket potato with beans
and
a bit of cheese on?" Oh, hang on. What's that one?
I didn't say, can I have the whole week's allowance of cheese, please?
Budget Slimmers say, I've been saying that about opening a Slimming World cafe, but
Yeah.
Kath won't let me because she's been catering before. Well, you've been in catering before, haven't you? I mean, to be fair, you wouldn't be able to do it either now with your hands. It's a bit of a commitment, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, so...
I don't know why no one's ever thought of it yet, you know, until, like I'm saying, you know, or it's not happened yet.
Debbie's heading off to the school gala now. All right, Debbie. She's in New Zealand, Rufus,
Oh, yeah.
and it's like 9 o'clock in the morning there. That's what I mean.
Wow.
On Sunday.
Is it?
So yeah, as we're
Sunday.
talking to her now, it's Sunday morning, whereas for us it's Saturday tea time.
Wow.
Weird, that, isn't
Is
it?
it Saturday,
Isn't that
like
weird?
9 o'clock or something?
Yeah, it's
now,
like it is 9:30 on Saturday evening for
Wow.
us, and so it'll be 9:30 in the morning in New Zealand on Sunday. Happy Sunday! It's like time travel. It is. I feel like Doctor
Happy
Who. I feel like I need a big
Sunday.
hat and a scarf. Happy, yeah. As we always say, happy Sunday,
Yeah.
happy slimming. Bye from the future, she says. That's really weird. I feel like we need a DeLorean and a telephone box and a big chair from
Yeah, you would like
H.G.
this.
Wells' The Time Machine. Moggy says, all the best, Debbie. Keep going strong. Kia ora. Kia ora?
Yeah.
Kia ora.
That drink.
Adora. Yeah, it was a drink. Anywho.
Yeah.
So the chips have
Where's
got
your
about another.
batteries low, love?
I know it's because it's plugged in. It keeps flashing that up.
Oh, is it?
So I'm just going to heat the pan back up. Now I've got the right one on. Heat the pan back up.
And that's not wine that everybody sees over there. It's all vinegar, water. I know, right?
No greeting.
Huh?
Kia ora. Oh, is that like a New Zealand? Oh, okay.
What's that?
Okay. Kia ora is like a New Zealand greeting,
Oh.
like a Maori thing. Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, so if you can see all this in the background, this is homebrew mead that we don't drink. Yeah,
It's still a little bit cloudy, isn't it? A little bit.
it is a little bit, but we've got some stuff to put in it, some findings to put in it. Whoops, New Zealand.
Are you beating each other up? You're being cheeky.
Oh, it's a New Zealand greeting. Aha. I get what you're saying now. Right, so I'm going to pop a bit of the garlic fry light oil just on the pan, and then I'm going to just very quickly stir fry the spiralised spinach just to warm it up. Budget Slimmers say we're so similar to them. What, you mean one of them's lazy and never does any cooking and the other one does it all? Yeah,
What do you mean?
I know, right? Oh, gone. Channel's gone.
Ah.
Phone's died.